Ed Johan. I'm 97 years old, still going strong. They put me into a motor launch, open motor launch. We were just going to be like a taxi. We're going to take guys to other ships where they had relatives or friends they wanted to visit. They were all off-duty guys. But a lot of them wanted to go over to the Ford Island where there's a big PX there. You could get stuff you'd never get on a ship. And we saw all this happening. There was the torpedo planes. There was dive bombers. I'm seeing one guy, one of the enemy had a metal piercing bomb that he dropped into the Arizona. And that made a big black smoke go up. And I don't know how high it went. I couldn't see the end of it. All these torpedo planes and dive bombers, after they come and did their whatever they were instructed to do, they would fly and get up in that black smoke. So you didn't get a shot at them hardly. They were just a few seconds. And the dive bombers come down out of the sun. And I remember we couldn't even see them. You could hear them, but you couldn't see them. They're coming with their back to the sun, smart, and drop their bomb and fly up into that black smoke. It was just an instant that they would expose. And well, without telling us what to do, we just took off over to the battleships. They were already being blown up and on fire and whatnot. And we went over there and taken casualties off, and we just kept doing that all during the battle. And when we'd pull up, the wounded guys, we'd get them in the boat, and guys that weren't wounded were jumping in too. Everybody was like, your own self. Because these guys that weren't wounded were jumping into the boat and landing on the wounded guys, and it was a mess. It was a mess. Tell you the truth. Well, like I told you, the guy threw the line, and the guys up there wouldn't let go of it. No, they're all panicking. We're full already. We're overloaded. We don't have much freeboard even. Like another guy gets in the boat, and we're all going to be on the water. Anyway, the coxswain gave me the 3 bells, and I put it in reverse. And those guys still wouldn't let go of the rope. And we pulled them right into the water too. It was a mess. It was a mess. Then like I say, the boat's so loaded, and guys are hanging on the side, and we're going back to the hospital ship, and I'm holding on to 2 guys, and I can't hold them. I'm still that scrawny kid, and I'm going to lose them both. So I figure I'll let one go, and I can maybe 2 hands, I can hold the other guy, which I did. And I often wonder, did the guy I let go ever get picked up? Because by now there's other boats out there doing what we're doing, picking up guys. And a lot of oil on the water is on fire too, burning. So we had to go through that. That went on for over an hour, and we're doing that. We just kept doing that, going over and get a load of guys and take them to the hospital ship. Of course, at the hospital ship, they had the crew there would take them off for us. We didn't have to do anything there. We went back to the ship, and we had some of them. I couldn't lift some guys, and I kind of like pulled them across the deck to our boat. Yeah, some were injured, and some were not injured. It was a mess. And then once in a while, we'd see a guy hollering, waving his arms that's in an area that's surrounded with burning oil. Well, we went right in there and to get him. We didn't care about and smoke, choking on the smoke. Yeah, the guy could have succumbed several ways. You could drown, you could burn, you could choke on smoke. Well, the attack actually was about a little over an hour, but there was a lot of work afterwards. There was still guys in the water. There were still guys on the burning and exploding ships. I mean, you know, it wasn't like okay, it's over. Okay, everybody, like in the movie. Yeah, well, on a hospital ship, I slept out on a deck at night because all the beds that were lower beds were taken over for injured guys. Yeah. That was not only for my bed, but all the crew. Any lower beds were all taken. So those guys had to sleep out on the deck or wherever they could find a place to sleep. Yeah. And then later, I got the commendation from the Navy. It come and they give it to me out on the deck where the other guys were, and I noticed it had to be out on the deck where the the officers could see from up there where the bridge was.
A commendation for service for Edward A. Johann for service during the Japanese attack on the U.S. Pacific Fleet, Pearl Harbor, Territory, Hawaii, December 7th, 1941.
The commanding officer, by direction of the Commander-in-Chief, U.S. Pacific Fleet, takes pleasure in commending your services during the Japanese attack on the U.S. Pacific Fleet in Pearl Harbor, Territory of Hawaii, December 7th, 1941. With the following citation.
For distinguished service of duty and extraordinary courage and disregard of your own safety during the attack of the U.S. Pacific Fleet in Pearl Harbor, Territory of Hawaii, by Japanese forces on December 7th, 1941. While a member of the boat crew of the USS Solace motor launch, you went alongside the burning USS Arizona in order to rescue casualties while the crew of that ship were abandoning ship. Signed, Commander Benjamin Perlman.